Guten Tag, Guten Tag. Welcome back to another weekly cosmic forecast. I am your host and guide and cosmic bestie, Caitlin Carhart, best-selling author and intuitive numerologist and astrologer. And I'm here to talk about the week of September 1st through the 7th. Oh my God, you guys, we've made it. We've made it to the eclipses. Okay, we got 2 eclipses left this year. And this one did not come to play. And on top of that, we are in a week 9, not just a week 9. September is also a month 9 in a year 9 cycle. So we got this compounding energy of endings and completion and letting go. Okay, this is the universe is saying, you know what? Whatever's not in alignment is gonna have to go. Endings are here and they are non-negotiable. This is a very powerful, powerful week for letting go and endings. And I don't want to freak you out that like this is going to be a really painful time. I mean, it can be, but I also just want to remind you that the 9 energy and also an eclipse energy is trying to get you to release the things that are actually not helping you, that are not healthy for you. You know deep down if there's a relationship you're in that you probably shouldn't be in. You know you shouldn't be talking to that person, like deep down, but you're like, no, I don't want to let go. I'm having fun. Okay, well, week 9 energy eclipse is going to come in and be like, no, it's going to be like a big slap in the face. Like, you got to let go because you have to clear room for what's actually in alignment with you. Like that is the energy of this week. It's about letting go, completing, and allowing space for what you're actually supposed to be doing and aligned with to come into your life. If you're in a relationship that's not serving you and you let go, this is a time for you to then open up the space for the relationship that's actually aligned for you to happen, just as an example. And if it feels like things are falling apart, they're actually falling into place this week and really this month. Because we got 2 eclipses this month, okay? But we're starting with the Pisces Lunar Eclipse this week, which is basically a full moon on steroids, just FYI. I can go into the science behind what an eclipse actually is, but the way that we're going to experience it and we're going to feel it is going to feel like a more amplified full moon. And full moons are times of completion and closure. It's when the moon is the fullest and it's shining a spotlight on areas in your life that you have to re-examine, revisit, relook at. So that's why it's really powerful for you to actually check in your chart where this eclipse is hitting. And it is, I believe, 14 degrees Pisces. So check your chart and see where Pisces is. And that will kind of inform you of what area of your life is really going to be shifting this week with the eclipse. And I will say, eclipses are very karmic, okay? They're energetic checkpoints. And I said this recently on my Instagram, but I'm going to say it again. Eclipse energy is really powerful. And if you're in alignment with like what you're supposed to be doing, who you are, if you've really been listening to yourself and telling yourself the truth, as we spoke about like 2 weeks ago, this will be like rocket fuel, just like boom. All of a sudden, opportunities are coming in. Things are manifesting so fast. It's like you're on this one-way bullet train towards your dreams. But if you're out of alignment, an eclipse will feel like a rock bottom. And I've been there. Okay, you guys, like I had one of the worst rock bottoms in my life. I've talked about this a lot, but the rock bottom I had where I left my former company and I was homeless and broke and was just like, fuck it. That was when I had an eclipse in my 8th house. And by the way, at this time, I wasn't even tracking eclipses. Like I was not paying attention to the astrology. I was like, whatever, I don't need to. And that happened. And so I remember when I started paying attention to eclipses more, I went back and tracked all of them. And I was like, oh my God, every major rock bottom I had coincided with an eclipse. And again, like rock bottoms are such a powerful place for you to rebuild from. So if you are in a place of feeling low or like things aren't going your way, just know like rock bottoms are a really potent time. That's when the energy, it seems the darkest, but it's actually, there's so much light you can access and you have nowhere to go but up. This is a time for you to rebuild, like scorched earth moment, like let's go. It doesn't feel good and it doesn't feel fun, but if you can hold certainty that it's happening for you and not to you, then this is such a powerful place to rebuild your foundation. I mean, that literally is what happened to me when I went through my rock bottom, when that eclipse was in my 8th house and I had to leave my company. I literally didn't have a home for a year. I was just on friends' couches and so much happened. that's when my numerology business actually started to take off. I wasn't even pursuing it. It's just people started to be like, hey, like, you're really good at these readings. Like, I'd love to pay you for a reading. I was like, you're going to pay me for what I would do for free? Like, okay. And through that, I built this total word of mouth business. And then Penguin Random House found me and offered me a book deal. And it became a bestseller in England. And now here I am, right? The rest is history. So I'm sharing that in case you are in this dark place and you're like, I have no idea what's next. And I'm in this rock bottom moment. Know that it's happening for you and that the miracles that are on their way to you are ones you can't even fathom, even if it looks so grim. And I promise you, when I was in that dark period, things looked grim, okay? I was like, oh my God, I'm a failure. There's no hope for me. Where am I going? But slowly, over time, I was choosing myself. I was listening to myself. I was trusting. I was following my cosmic code. Yeah, it guided me to this life that I could have never even dreamed of. Like, honestly, I couldn't have even fathomed. Like, if someone was like, I'm going to wave a magic wand and give you your dream life, I wouldn't have even known to imagine writing a book or doing what I do now. So leave room and space for miracles. If you're in this place, I mean, leave room and space for miracles no matter what. But I'm really speaking to those of you who are in this rock bottom period, which again, that really does coincide with the eclipses, but it is all of this intense 9 energy too. And again, 9 is all about endings and closure and completion. And it's a big shakeup energy. Like, this whole energy right now is about, what are you letting go of? It's a really powerful question to ask yourself. And I actually did a Q&A on my Instagram that I want to go through right now. Some questions. I actually wrote them here. So this is a little bit different than how we usually do the forecast, but we're just rocking with it. Someone asked, what are symptoms of an eclipse? What am I going to be feeling? So eclipses are high intensity portals, and common symptoms include restlessness, feeling really exhausted. You're either like really exhausted or wired. You're like, oh my God, I have so much energy, or you're so flat. You're like, I can barely get out of bed. Vivid dreams, like really weird, strange dreams. I've definitely been having those lately. Let me know if you guys have. Heightened emotions. So people are on edge. That's for sure. I've been feeling that. You may be feeling that. People are just a little more testy right now. So be gentle with yourself and be gentle with others. We're all going through something. And then a lot of physical sensitivity. So you might be feeling like body tension. You might be feeling achy, things like that. Okay. Someone asked, what can I expect during this eclipse? So rapid endings, plot twists, revelations, aha moments, things that were hidden might suddenly come to light. And that's not to scare you. It could even be like you've been trying to have a breakthrough in a certain area of life and you haven't been able to. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I have absolute clarity on my next steps and next direction. And because the eclipse is in Pisces, there may be an extra emotional layer. Pisces is one of the most psychic signs and the most spiritual signs. So expect things to get a little weird, that's for sure. And there could be illusions that are dissolving, truths that surface, and your intuition could be very, very loud right now. How do I get clear on what is in alignment and what is not in alignment? So I would say alignment feels peaceful, even if it's stretching you, even if you're like, oh my God, how can I hold this energy? How can I hold this space? There should be a level of peacefulness and maybe even like excitement around what you're doing as opposed to draining you. And misalignment feels like draining, confusing, and it's heavy no matter what. Like, no matter how much effort you put in, it just feels heavy. It feels confusing. During an eclipse, clarity often comes through contrast. So the things that no longer fit become undeniable. So a good question to ask yourself is, where am I leaking energy? And that, I think that will show you like where you're maybe out of alignment. Also, just breathing, getting grounded and breathing and putting one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and just asking yourself, how do I truly feel about this thing that you're wondering if you're in alignment about or not? But I tend to go off the energy. Is this draining me? Is this lighting me up? Is this giving energy? Is it taking energy? What if I don't feel any huge changes during eclipse season? So not everyone is going to experience some like life-shattering event. I mean, eclipses are a really profound time, but not everyone is going to experience that. You'll definitely experience it if it's aspecting one of your natal planets. So let's say that the eclipse is meeting your moon, your natal moon. It's on top of your natal moon. So conjunct your moon is what you would say. You're definitely going to feel that. But if it's not aspecting any of your planets, you might not feel anything, and that would be great, right? Sometimes also the shift is subtle and it's not so intense. It's not so powerful. Sometimes it's just a quiet shift that unfolds over time. Also, things that could be shifting right now might not show up for another couple months. Like things might take time to unfold. So trust that the energy is still working and supporting you because it always is. You're always supported. And yeah, I guess celebrate the fact that it's not intense for you. Who wants intensity? How does this impact romantic relationships? So eclipses definitely shake up bonds when they're not aligned. Like I said, if you're in a relationship and maybe this isn't the right person for me, or you've been having doubts, or maybe you feel you should leave, but you haven't yet, this might force an ending. Okay. Like I've definitely been there. Let me know if y'all have had this experience because I have. And if you're in alignment, it could actually feel like there's a deepening in the connection. There could be some sort of shift for the better. Typically, Pisces rules unconditional love. So there could be that like really positive, beautiful moment, but it also dissolves illusions, right? Like Pisces always blurs this line between what's real and what's not. So expect breakups or breakthroughs, and old relationship patterns could be resurfacing for healing. Exes could be coming back. It could be a test, or it could actually be that maybe there's something to look at again. And also a lot of soulmate level connections surface unexpectedly around eclipses. It's funny. I was just sitting with my roommate Molly yesterday, and she's like, I literally have heard from 3 different people today that they're in love and have met someone new just this last week. So it's not all doom and gloom with eclipses, but there are also a lot of breakups that can happen around eclipses. So it's all about revealing the truth of where your heart is meant to be and where you're at. How does this Pisces lunar eclipse impact each zodiac sign? And I could break that down here, but it would take a very long time. So I actually created an eclipse guide, and I'm going to put it in the description here. It's a free eclipse guide. I break down every single sign, every single eclipse this year, and how it's going to impact you. I also have an eclipse tracker in there, so you can go back and look like how have past eclipses actually impacted you. So there's a lot in there, and it breaks down like more of the science behind what an eclipse is. So if that interests you, definitely check it out. I've heard from a lot of people it's been a really helpful resource. I've even been referring back to it for myself. So definitely check that out. And then someone asked what to expect and how to prepare for an eclipse. So number one, I would definitely say rest, protect your nervous system. Make sure that you're grounded. Make sure you're connecting with nature. Go on the walks, put your feet on the grass, go for a swim in the ocean. Just make sure you're feeling grounded and in your body this time, because you don't want to be sometimes eclipses feel really like frantic and you're in your head so much that you're not seeing things clearly. So get grounded. I would also say avoid manifesting rituals on the exact eclipse. Eclipses are more about surrendering control. So letting go, and especially that with that 9 energy, you're going to want to just surrender. Let go and let God. It's in the creator's hands, right? I would also say doing any sort of release work with this lunar eclipse would be really good. So journaling, burning old letters. What is it you want to let go of? Write that down. I'm ready to let go of my people pleasing. I'm ready to let go of, I don't know, an old sweater you need to let go of. I don't know why that came to mind. What is it you need to let go of? Writing that down, getting very clear about that. I'd also say stay open to unexpected opportunities and synchronicities coming your way. A lot of the times I feel that we judge things when they show up in our lives. We'll be manifesting something like, oh, I want this career opportunity. And then let's say this podcast reaches out to you, but you're like, oh, but it's not, they don't have enough followers, or they're not the podcast I want to be on. It's like, well, no, wait. You asked to be on more podcasts. You were sent an invite to go on one. Be open to the fact that maybe that is actually leading you in the right direction and you don't know who could be listening, right? It's kind of a random example, but stay open to magic, stay open to unexpected things, be open to synchronicities. I always say you should track them. I feel like there's a lot of magic in tracking the synchronicities that happen. Also, it's just fun to look back in your journal as well. And then I would say trust the endings that are happening. And I know that's really hard to trust that, but redirection is protection. It's not a punishment. And, when I look back at my life and I see so many endings that I felt were just so hard on me, I was like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? It actually was the best thing that could have happened to me in so many ways. So just to wrap up, it's a week 9. It's a Pisces lunar eclipse. It's a cosmic confirmation that the universe is making room for your next chapter. Like endings are going to feel more intense this week, but they're always the beginning of something greater. Like that Seneca quote, what is it? Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. It's honestly one of my favorite quotes. I say it all the time. But it's true. So trust in the endings. If you're feeling emotional, go easy on yourself. Let go, let God. We're going to make it through. I'm holding your hand through it all. And yeah, hang in there. Let me know how it's going for you and what house the eclipse is transiting. If you know, it will be in my 11th house, which is actually really exciting because this week is the week I've opened up doors on money codes, which I talked about last week in the week 8, of course. Not planned, but happy surprise. Yeah, if you actually did get on the wait list, be sure to check your email because the information to be a part of the Money Codes group coaching is in there. Should be in your inbox now. And I'm just so excited. The 11th house I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about it. Better than the 8th house eclipse I had those years ago. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. And I will see you next week.